Hey, as you may have already figured out in today's video, we're going to talk about night vision, specifically this $240 night vision device for the folks at the Tactical X-Men. Does it work? Is it worth 240 bucks? Let's find out coming up next here on Survival on Purpose. Welcome back to Survival on Purpose. My name is Brian. Thanks for joining me. As I said, today we're going to talk about this $240 night vision device from the Tactical X-Men website. Full disclosure, they sent me this at no cost so I can test it and review it for you. And they also gave me a coupon code you can use, SOP18. You can save 18%. And if you use that code and buy something, I think I'll make a couple of bucks. So anyway, that being said, before we can start talking about this specific device, I want to make a couple of general comments. First, I am in no way, shape, or form any kind of expert at all about night vision. I've just recently started researching it because I just think it'd be cool to be able to see at night. You know, as my friend James Yeager told me one time, it's the only superpower you can buy. So that's pretty cool. So what I've learned in my research, though, however, is first of all, it can get really technical really quick. If you've seen many of my videos, you know that, as we say in Georgia, that ain't me. So I'm going to go over what's relevant to be able to actually use this thing and to determine if it works, and try to give you enough information where you can know if this is something you want to explore further. And if you want to geek out on technical stuff, I get it. That's cool. Go to their website. I'll put a link in the video description below, and they got all the technical data you want. I'm going to try to stick to just what I think is the relevant technical data in this video, because I wouldn't understand any of the rest of it anyway. Second, if you've done any research on night vision, you know that it can get really, really expensive. The kind of stuff that you see the military people using, you're looking just ballpark numbers, five grand and up, mostly up. So a lot of money. So it's kind of cost prohibitive for most of us, but it would still be pretty cool to be able to have a way to see in the dark, whether it's to look for bad guys, to look for animals, to look for hunting, or whatever the case may be. So I thought it'd be pretty cool to be able to check out something that's more affordable, like 250 bucks. So with that little bit of rambling out of the way, now let's talk about this specific device. This is the NV8000. And again, it's the Tactical X-Men website. Let me show you what comes with this when you buy it. You get this night vision device, this head bracket that you can wear it on your head. You get a helmet bracket, shoulder strap, nice padded carrying case. So that's what comes in the box. Now let's talk about the device itself. First of all, as you can see, it's made out of plastic. So it's not going to be military grade rugged technology. If you drop this on some concrete, it's probably not going to be good. It weighs 12 ounces, so it's kind of lightweight, which is good if you're going to wear it on your head. And it has an IP54 protection level. They're calling it waterproof and dustproof with IP54 protection level, suitable for harsh environments. That's a quote from their website. If you're not familiar with that, IP54, the 5 out of that is 5 out of a scale of 6 for solids for dust protection. So that's pretty good, but only 4 out of 9 for water protection. So that basically is officially protection from splashing from any direction. So it's not submersible. If it gets too wet, it's probably not going to be a good thing. I'll just say that. What other specs might want to tell you about? So the infrared is an 850 nanometer infrared spotlight. The objective lens is, they say it's 25 millimeters. I measured it at about 20, and you have a 10-degree field of view, 8-power digital zoom, built-in microphone, and it comes with a micro USB card. So take a look inside here. You got a little micro USB to record your video, and then a USB-C here to charge it, and which is pretty cool because it has a 6-hour battery life. But if your battery goes dead, you can plug that into a power bank and you can charge it from there. So that's cool. Got these eye cups on there. That's individually adjustable diopter, so you can set it for your own distance on your eyes. This is how you focus the objective lens here, and then it's got these control buttons here. So one thing that's important to point out is you're not looking through lenses. You're looking at a screen in there, and they're saying this is a 3D technology screen. I don't know. It looks like a screen to me, but take a look at these buttons here. So you can see the buttons are kind of rubberized. They're sort of tactile. Honestly, they're a little close together. And when you're trying to feel and figure out what's what, you got to really, in the dark, you kind of got to memorize it. And the middle one is your power button. You hold it down to get the power on and off. And then you got zoom here and here, in and out. And you got a menu button here and a mode button. And this button here turns your camera on and off. So pretty simple there. The way to put this thing on the head bracket, head mount, you got the slot back here. You take this right here, see if we can see it, and you put it in like, can you see that? Like there, right? Okay. And you notice there are 3 holes on here. So you can adjust the distance. This thing comes from your eye. You have 3 adjustment holes. So for me, to use it with my glasses, I have to put that in the center hole. So I'm just going to show you that now, how that works. So it's not too heavy. Like I said, it's 12 ounces. So you fold it up here, and it sits there like that. And it's pretty solid on your head. It's not really, it doesn't feel like it's going to fall off. Then you can pull it down. It's right there. And let me turn it on where I can see what I'm doing. All right. Now I'll say for me, if I'm standing where I think my head is level, you can see this thing. I'm kind of looking up that way. To look level, I have to lean my head down like this. And it could be just because the way my glasses are or whatever, but your head may be different. But you can see fine through it. I can see fine through it. So if you don't have a helmet to mount this to, this thing works just fine. So that's what I think are probably the relevant specs. If you want to know all the technical details, again, you can go to their website. But again, for me, I think what's important is does it work, and how well does it work? So I shot some footage through this in a couple different conditions, and then I also shot some footage with an iPhone to compare. Let's take a look at that. So let's take a quick look at some footage I shot in the dark at about 60 to 70 feet from the old balance, orientation, and rotation device. And we're going to start with no infrared, with just ambient lighting. And you can see, you can't see anything. There's a decent amount of ambient lighting out here, but you can't see anything. It's just dark. So we go to the first level of infrared, and you can see now it's pretty good. And we're checking on over to the a little bit further away, maybe 80 to 90 feet away, to the old fence, and we'll take a look and see what kind of detail we get on that. So as you can see, it's pretty clear. They've also got these color modes where it goes red and green. To me, that's not useful it might be neat for making videos, but it's not useful for actual use, in my opinion. So I like the black and white. It seems to be a lot clearer to me. You can see more details. So that was with in total darkness. So I decided to switch it around, try to go for a little more distance with some more ambient light. So I'm looking across the street, kind of diagonally down my neighborhood, and there's some street lights going on. We're going to put side by side here the iPhone on the right and the night vision on the left. And this is ambient lighting. So you can see, first of all, you can see the field of view on the iPhone is much greater than it is on the night vision device. So you just don't see as much, as wide an area. You can decide for yourself, but it looks to me like with ambient lighting, no infrared, the iPhone has a much better picture, has much more clarity, shows more detail than the night vision device. Just straight through with no infrared. But you kick the infrared on, then the night vision device wins. You can see some really good detail here on the front porch over there. And it's pretty clear. And we can kick up the levels a couple, and it's even clearer. And then we can move it over to further down the street house. So you're probably looking at maybe a couple 100 feet, maybe a little further, 250, and pretty clear still. So definitely you can see in the dark with this thing. So what'd you think? I'll tell you what I think in just a minute, but first a couple of pros and cons, and I'll give you my final opinion on these things. But ideally, my goal is to give you enough information where you can make up your own mind. So first of all, they work. That you can see in the dark of these. At the old outdoor studio, it's completely black back there under the trees. I couldn't see anything. And you put these on the first level of IR, all of a sudden you can see. You can see with enough detail to make out people and to identify things. So that's really good. That's what they're supposed to do, and they do it, which is good. The prices on these things also is very good, $240. This is about the lowest price on their website. They've got some that are more expensive, but compared to thousands, that means you can see in the dark. So they work. I like the fact that with ambient light, they have a color image, which is cool. They're more safer for exposure to daylight, unlike some of the higher price tubes. And you can use external power through USB. Some things that can't really call them negatives at $240 because sometimes you do kind of get what you pay for, but we'll call them slight cons or there's plastic. Okay, it's not going to be as rugged as mil spec metal stuff. So if you drop this on concrete, it's probably not going to be a good day. The fact that the objective lens is so small, it's only like, as I said, 20 millimeters is what I measured. That limits the amount of light that's coming in. So if it had a bigger objective lens on it, it might pick up more light and do better in ambient light, but it doesn't. So it's questionable water protection. They say waterproof, but it's not. They're not waterproof. I mean, splash proof is what they are. 10-degree field of view, 10 degree, which is like not a lot when you figure a PVS 14 is a 40-degree field of view. So this is you're really constricted into what you can see. But again, $240 versus $4 grand. I thought when the iPhone in ambient lighting, the iPhone was better. So I think maybe that's because of the objective lens. I don't know. Another thing that was just kind of it's kind of a bug to me, but it wasn't a big deal. If you're in the once you get in infrared, if you want to go back to ambient lighting, you got to cycle all the way through the levels to get back. So there's no reverse on that cycling. It's a one way change every time you push the button. And I don't know if you noticed in the videos, but I certainly did. They could use some kind of image stabilization. When you got a video going and you move it at all, and it's really hard to hold it still when you're breathing or whatever, it certainly blurs the image pretty well. So maybe higher end ones would have some image stabilizing. So the $64,000 question is, I think these are worth $240. Well, first of all, to be fair, this is the first set I've looked at, so I don't know what the lower price ones would be compared to this one. There's some on Amazon for under $100, right? I don't know how good they are, $150 or something like that. So, but I do know they work. They absolutely let you see in the dark, and that's what they're supposed to do. So that's pretty cool. Are they as good as a $3,000 night vision? Probably not. Not even probably not. Certainly not. But they're not $3,000. So if you are somebody who just wants the ability to see in the dark, and you don't need to be combat tested or super ruggedized, then this might be a good deal for you because they work. They let you see in the dark. If you're varmint hunting, if you're looking to protect your chicken house, or you just want to be able to kind of see what's going on when it's dark, this could be a really very useful little tool. So, but I'll let you decide based on the footage you saw what you would think, what you think is worthwhile for you. But I got to say, I'm constantly amazed by this stuff. I mean, maybe I'm just getting old, but the fact that you can spend $250, $240, and get this thing that lets you see in the dark is pretty amazing. So this again was on the Tactical X-Men website, $240. Use the coupon code SOP18, save 18%. Thanks again to the folks at the Tactical X-Men for sending me this so I can show it to you. And as always, thank you for watching Survival on Purpose. Remember, survival is not an accident. Be prepared. I'll see you next time.